Hello, first grade. As you can see, it's getting closer to Christmas time, and I have my reindeer antlers on. So today I thought we would make a paper bag puppet. And to stick with the winter season, I thought we could do a gingerbread person. So you're going to be able to make a boy or a girl gingerbread person. So I have brown paper, and I have some scraps of other colors, and I have my scissors and glue, and I also have a black marker and a white crayon. Alright, so to start with, we are going to make the gingerbread person's head. Now, the best way to do that is to trace something you have at home. So I have this lid, so I am going to trace the lid, and that will be my gingerbread person's head. So once I have that traced, and I think this was about a 4-inch circle, in case your parents want to know. I'm going to try to cut straight across the paper the best I can so that I can use the rest of the paper for the body. So then I'm going to cut the circle out. And I'm going to glue it to my paper bag. Now here's the important part. First of all, the bag has to be upside down, so the opening is towards my belly. And also the flap has to be able to lift up. So once you have your bag the right way, you can go ahead and glue your gingerbread face on. Now it might stick up over the bag depending on what size bag you have, but that's fine. So I'm going to glue the head on. And then I'm just going to move that to the side. All right. So for the body, now my paper was this direction and I cut the top off, but the body is going to be too small if I only use this part of the paper, or if I fold it like a card. So I'm going to turn it the tall way and fold it in half that way. And the reason I'm folding the paper is because I want the gingerbread person to be the same on both sides. And when we fold it and cut it out and then open it up, it'll be the whole body. So first I'm going to come up to the corner. This is the fold side, this is the open side. We're going to start at the fold and we're going to end at the fold. So first I'm going to come down and do the arm of the gingerbread person. So that's just a big kind of loopy line. And then I'm going to come down and out a little bit. For the middle of the cookie or gingerbread person. And then I'm going to do the leg. So I want to come out this way and around and end up back at the fold. So if you feel like your arm is too big, you can always change where you want to cut it. All right, so once you have this drawn, you want to keep the paper folded, and then you want to cut on the lines. And then when you unfold it, you can kind of look at it and see if you need to trim any parts or if it doesn't look right. Okay, so my gingerbread is going to be a skinny little guy with a big head. Now, if you don't like it that way, you can always get another piece of brown paper and remake the body. Maybe I should have used 2 pieces. But I'm just going to go with this one for now. So I'm going to glue it to the bag. Now, when you glue it, you have to lift up the flap. Now, you have to decide, like, about where do I want it. So part of it is under the flap, just a little bit. All right, so that seems like a good place. So I'm gonna, since mine's so skinny, I'm just gonna do a straight line of glue. And then I'll just put a little glue on the arms. Now mine sticks out a little bit past the bottom too, and that's fine. Okay, so now that we have the head and the body made, we can start decorating it. Now, lots of times gingerbread men have some white icing on them, so I thought we could use a white crayon to make some white icing lines on our gingerbread man. Or girl, whatever you're deciding to make. So I just put 2 squiggly lines at the end of the arms. I'm going to put 2 squiggly lines at the end of the legs also. And then for the face, I am going to squiggle all the way around. Now there's lots of different ways you can decorate a gingerbread man, so you don't have to do it exactly like me. Maybe I'll do 2 squiggly lines on the legs. And then I'm going to do 2 on the arms too. I just think it will look better. Okay. So now the next part, if you don't have other colors of paper like I do, you can always just use crayons or markers. So I'm going to make my gingerbread person a boy. So either way, you need a bow. So if it's a boy, you're going to put the bow here at his neck. And if it's a girl, you're going to put the bow up here like it was in her hair. I'll show you when I'm done cutting it out. So basically the bow tie or the hair tie bow is 2 triangles put together. I just don't want to cut the middle when I cut this out. So I drew my 2 triangles, and now I'm gonna just cut on my lines, but remember, don't cut all the way through the middle. And so I have some white showing on that side, so I can just flip it over to the other side to use it. So if I'm making a boy, I'm going to put the bow tie like right there. And if you're making a girl, you could put it up there. So wherever you decide, or wherever you draw it, if you're using markers or crayons, if you're using paper, you're going to have to glue it on though. All right, so there's a bow tie. Okay, so next I'm going to use some green, and I'm gonna make two or three buttons. I'm gonna use the cap of my glue stick and trace that, because that's about the size I want. So if you have a glue stick at home, or if you have something small that's round, you could trace it. I'm gonna make three. I don't know if I'm gonna use all three. So once I have those made, I'm gonna cut them out. So these will be the buttons. I think I'm only gonna use two, even though I made three. So I'm going to glue those on. Now, if you're drawing, you don't have to glue. And now I want them to look like buttons, so I'm going to take my black marker and I'm going to make dots for buttonholes. Some buttons have 2 holes, some buttons have 4, so I'm going to do 4. All right. So now the face. I am going to use a little piece of black, and I'm going to use my glue stick cap again, and I'm going to make 2 eyes. So this time I'm actually going to trace with the white crayon so I can see. But that makes the circle a bit bigger, so I may have to trim them down a little. So I just want to see how big that is. That's pretty big. So I think I'm going to trim them. I'll get them both cut out first. And then I'm going to kind of put them together and then trim. All right, that seems much better. All right, so I'm going to glue those on. And then with my white, I'm going to make a small circle, and my gingerbread's going to be looking over to the side. He's kind of looking over there. All right, and then the nose, I think I'll use red. And this time I'm not going to trace a circle. I'm just going to try to cut a circle because I don't want the nose to be too big. And I'm going to just make mine round. If you wanted to, you could make a triangle nose or a square nose. And then, I'm looking at my colors. I think I'm going to maybe use pink for the mouth. So I'm just going to draw what I think I want the mouth to look like. So that was just like a straight line with a curved line under it. I think that'll be pretty good. Give that a little glue. And then I think I'm going to use my marker and just kind of go around the outside like that, and then I'm going to put 2 lines there. So you can decorate it as much as you want. Maybe I want to put some blue sprinkles, or yeah, sprinkles, I guess, around the outside. No, I'm just using a crayon for this because I don't want to cut out all those little circles. And then maybe a couple of those blue sprinkles on his hands and on his feet. And then, maybe, oh my goodness, maybe I'll do some green squiggly lines around the buttons. All right, that looks pretty good. So I'm going to stop there. And then when you're ready to use your puppet, you put your hand in the bag, and you can, it's hard to show you, lift up the flap and have him talk. Okay? So my gingerbread man is saying, goodbye. We'll see you next time. Hope you had fun making me. Bye, guys.